Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crooked Sticks, the community of conversation. I am your host, Gabriel Brown. Welcome back, y'all. This is going to be a short episode, and I'm just going to start right with the punchline, and that is I'm taking a break. And I'll be taking a break for at least the remainder of 2023. And so this episode will be the season finale of this episode. And I just wanted to share you guys about me, what's on my heart, what I feel like God is leading me to do in this specific season of my life. And I want to leave you guys with something because I don't want to just up and leave. And so I want to leave you guys with some things. But really, this past season of my life, it's just been eventful. It's been fruitful. It's just been truly a blessing. And God has opened my eyes to a greater understanding of just my life and how he's going to use me. But also just opened my eyes to how I used to see him versus how I should see him and how I'm getting closer to that. And so during this time, God has revealed to me just so much. But it's time to take that step back. And one of the things, honestly, that also is the editing process. Everything from production, from editing, making topics, or really I pray about the topics, but getting topics, even determining the guests I'm going to have on the show, what they're going to talk about, editing the audio, editing the footage, creating clips, doing the Instagram marketing, all things considered. All those things I handle on my own, right? And so considering all those things, all that responsibility rests on my shoulders to complete. Hopefully during this time away, I'll be able to develop some better systems. So I'll be able to actually produce things more efficiently. Being a full-time student, having a job as well, looking to apply for full-time jobs, applying to grad school, all of these things are competing for my time, my relationship, my family, my friends. All of these things I care about. And the next part of my life that I think God has been trying to grow for a while is how to properly and efficiently steward time. In order to do all that, I have to take time back and build up slowly again. And so over this year, God has shown a few things to me. And I want to just highlight three of these things that I feel like have been so pivotal for me in my development in my faith, and that I also have shared with you at some point, but I also hope to share them with you in greater detail in the future. And so number one is trust, all right? But next to that, I have an arrow that says what we know. And so God has revealed to me just the importance of the fact that we trust what we know. We trust who we know. And the principle of trusting God is strengthened by how much we know God, right? And so the more we know God, the more we can trust God. And God has been developing how much I know about him to trust him more, right? Which sounds very self-explanatory. If you have a new friend or new relationship or someone you want to get close to, the way to get closer to that person and the way to trust them is to get to know them. You have to know who they are. You have to know who you're talking to. You have to know all these things, right? And so trust, not just on a level, not just on an earthly level, but also on a spiritual level, right? And I would say trust in some cases is harder to develop with God because you have to diligently seek God in order to see him, right? In order to find him, you have to diligently seek him. And so trust, developing trust. Number two, being available for others. God has been developing this in me for about the last year or so. Literally from last year, 2022 of this month until now, he's been developing this trait of making time for other people. One of the ways that I've experienced God greatly has been through my friends and through relationships and community, right? And in order to find community, you have to spend time with people, right? You have to develop that relationship. And in order to develop the relationship, you have to spend time. You have to make time for other people. And there's been moments where God has put someone in my vicinity, and it's just very obvious, like, you're going to be spending time with this person frequently here and there for the next few months, right? And it'll just happen in little occurrences where I'll see them all the time and we talk and we catch up. And for some reason, maybe I feel like our interaction isn't really doing anything for me, but come to find out months later how much it did for them, or vice versa, right? And God has been showing me the importance of truly making time for others. I went to this church about last year, and the pastor there, he said, love is living in a way so that someone else's joy is complete, right? That like my joy is not complete until their joy is complete. And so when he said that, that really expanded the way that I saw love, right? It's nothing to do with what you're getting out of it, what you could get out of it, but the entirety of its focus is what they're getting out of it, right? I think the other day I was listening to a podcast or a clip on Instagram or whatever, and it was explaining how Jesus went through different parts of, Bethlehem, Jerusalem, we can just say in Jesus' time, whenever he was meeting people and doing these miracles, performing miracles, he met with people, and the first thing he did was he addressed what they need, right? He addressed what they needed, and they came to him with their needs, right? And he addressed them. But in addressing them, he then deepened their understanding and revealed to them, and also showed them that he is the source of what they truly needed, right? And in that example of love, there was nothing that they could offer Jesus. There was nothing that they could offer him, yet he still extended himself and focused on having their joy be completed. And so that was so profound to me, because we all know that there's nothing that we can truly offer Jesus, right? Nothing that we can truly offer God, that he extends himself to us. The focus is on who Jesus was giving his love to, right? The impact that it had in their lives. By looking at that model, that just completely just reshaped how I saw love and how I saw interacting with other people. And that had nothing to do with who was talking to or how close we were, but simply being present and being genuine in that moment and connecting with them, spending time with them. And the thing is, too, is that oftentimes I didn't know what they needed, but I just had a conversation with them. And for some reason, it wasn't until weeks or months later, or even years later, that the Lord revealed to me just how powerful that small interaction of 30 seconds or 5 minutes was. And it was also a reminder that it has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with God. The third thing that God's been working on this whole year has been seeking God with a genuine desire. And I think that can be challenging at times because, we go through the day-to-day life. Maybe you're going to school, maybe you're going to work, maybe you have family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever's going on. And you go through life, focus on everything that's in front of you, right? My mom told me, what you focus on grows. The more we focus on the things that are around us, the more those things will grow, the more those things will be more apparent. But the same can be said for God. And if we're not seeking God and getting in that secret place to truly seek him and to find him, God will not grow in our lives. That is not to say that God isn't present, but that is to say that God is as there for us as much as we realize. And so the more we realize how much God is present in our lives, the more he has an opportunity to be present and for us to recognize it, right? God is always moving, but if we are so blind and callous to how he's operating on our behalf and moving for the kingdom, how are we to truly know God, love God, seek God? How are we to truly experience any of those things without having that genuine desire first, right? And so truly my prayer is for everyone who's listening that you would have a genuine desire to seek God and to seek him with all of your heart, mind, soul, strength, emotion, everything. That you would seek him and you would find joy waiting for you. Another update with my life is that I'm currently doing that 42-day challenge of Job, just reading Job every single day, making notes, and then posting. If those of you who haven't actually even tuned in, if you want to, go to my Instagram, gabriel.b.planted, and you can find me there. And eventually I will upload some things to YouTube, but right now we're focusing on Instagram. But I've been doing that challenge, and I had to take a break from that as well. And as much as that hurt me to take a break, because I really do put an emphasis on consistency, I felt like the Lord was also leading me to take a break from that too. At first, I felt like it was a disruption, but it wasn't until later on that I saw it as an interruption of really just God getting me to look at a bigger picture. And so that's simply what this break from Crooked Sticks is going to be. It's going to be an opportunity to truly look at the bigger picture of what God is trying to do in my life. I want to thank everyone who's been listening for the past year and a half almost. Just last week or the other week, we got to 1,000 total downloads, which to me is crazy. It's nowhere near where it's going to go. That's just the beginning. But it's just incredible to see how quickly we were able to grow to 1,000 total downloads and also averaging over 100 downloads per month. And I don't even have that many episodes up, right? And so I thought that was really profound. And I was so grateful for that. So for those of you who have been lending your ears to the podcast, I should say, thank you. And Lord, thank you for using me to speak to those of you called to listen. Truly, whether it's 5 or 50 people, I'm still always surprised or shocked when I see a new download go up, like a numbers tick up. I'm always just surprised because honestly, I don't expect anybody to listen to this. I'm gonna be real. I get excited when it happens, but I don't expect it. I'm eager for it, but I'm not expectant. It always surprises me. So thank you for that. During this next season of rest, I'm gonna finish the Job series and be done with that, but also catch up on some reading. There's some books that I've been wanting to read. Spend time with God, obviously, and truly just grow in certain areas. Journey of just self-development. I feel that at times it's important to do that, and this just happens to be my time to do so. So yeah, I'm excited for God to prepare me for whatever He has next. Thank you for listening to Crooked Sticks. This is the community of conversation where we encourage you in your faith. My name is Gabriel Brown, and as always, be encouraged.